Let's see how we can add a checkbox and checkbox group to this input form. Input elements of type checkbox are rendered by default as a square boxes that are checked when activated, like you might see in many paper forms. Checkboxes are similar to radio buttons, but with an important distinction. Radio buttons are designed for selecting one value out of a set, whereas checkboxes let you turn individual values on and off. Where multiple controls exist, radio buttons allow one to be selected out of them all, and checkboxes allow multiple values to be selected. So this is how we can add a checkbox to our form. Without a value. The example above only contains one checkbox. Here, in real world situations, you will be likely to encounter multiple checkboxes. If they are completely unrelated, then you can just deal with them all separately, as shown here. For example, let's create set of checkboxes for the user to select the user's interests. In the first checkbox, first we will put a paragraph here to let the user know what we are expecting from the user. And then our first checkbox we specify as interest. And the value is coding and the ID is coding. Let's put a label for coding. Right. Similarly, we will create two more interests. The second interest is music. And this label is also for music. And the third one for sports. The label also we specify the details sports. Right. Now let's try out. Here it asks the user choose your interest. It's coding. Now in this case we have to change it to music, and then let's try out. Now you can see user can select more than one option here, but in the radio button we could select only one option from one radio group. Right. Let's change the method of the form to get. in order to see the data passing to the server. Let's refresh the page and enter some detail. Email, Gmail, coding and sports, send. Now you can see the name attribute is Anne. Pin is 1234, and this hidden value is also get passed to the server, and the contact is email and gender female, and interest coding, and another interest called sports. Like this, the browser pass all the interests to the server so that server can process them as an array. Let's see how we can add a drop-down boxes and data values. Let's go to our form and let's put another horizontal ruler here, another horizontal ruler here. Right. Here, the select element is used to create a drop-down list. The option tags inside the select element define the available options in the list. By default, the first item in the drop-down list is selected. To define a pre-selected option, add the selected attribute to the option, like this. Let's add some options to this select drop-down box. First, we will give a name to this element. The first value, the first option's value, we specify as value 1, and also we specify the value to be shown to the user. And we have another option, and value is value 2, and we also show the value 2 to the user. And let's add another value called value 3. But we shall have only one selected option, so we will have the selected option to value 2, like this. Now value 1, 2, and 3 are there. Value 2 is selected. Let's create a select box with some meaning. Let's ask the user, select your favorite sport. Then the name should be sport. Size should be 3. And the first option is soccer. Let's put soccer here. The value should also the same here. The second option we put as cricket. and we will remove the selected attribute. The value is cricket. The third one we specify as basketball. We'll put two more options like hockey and tennis. Right. If you refresh the page, now we can see all the options are here and three options are visible to the user. And by clicking on each item, we can select that we want. But if we select the size as 1, we can get a drop down like this. Now let's see how can we add a text area that we can scroll and enter large text. The text area defines a multi-line text input control. Like this. A text area can hold an unlimited number of characters, and the text renders in a fixed width font, usually Courier. The size of a text area can be specified by the cols and rows attributes. If we open the form in the browser, we can see a text area appears, and we can specify number of columns. Let's put 50. And now how many rows that we are expecting for the browser to render. Like that, we can control the size of the text area.